Excuse me. Hello, I'm Xavier, bassist and backup vocalist for the band Name Pending, and this is my first long video format, and I just want to make it over something that's a bit more relevant to what's happening right now, and something I'd want to remember later on if anything like goes wrong or anything. So yeah, this will be part of a series called like Gigs and Preparations or something like that. But basically, I've been to gigs in the past where I have my bass. I know other bassists can relate to this, where I try to turn the treble and mids like pretty high up so I can get that that clarity, that like almost like a bitey sound that you want out of a bass guitar, out of the strings specifically, without changing the strings, because of course we're notorious for having the strings for many years. Personally, I've had the bass strung up with these strings for 2 years, 3 years, and so they're kind of dingy. They sound pretty bad, and so in light of this gig coming up, which is gonna be at the House of Blues, by the way, pretty big deal for my band, bought these new strings right here, with a nice new round wounds, and it says a bright, hard-hitting tone, which is what I want. And yeah, basically I'm just gonna be restringing this up, doing a couple sound demos, and the bass is gonna be, or the bass cab is going to be with this setting, and the EQ will be off on the bass cabinet, just so you can get a good reference on what it's going to be like, and the mixer will have the settings like this. And so yeah, let's get into the difference between the two different kinds of strings. Alright, so there you have it. That's the, you can hear the audible difference between each of these four tracks. You got the much more brighter sound out of the fingers, even on the new strings, just fingerstyle, but with pick, you can hear very clearly how the high end is affected. This pick that I am using, though, is not maybe the best example. You see it's a bit rounded on the tip. I don't know if it's going to focus in on that. But yeah, it's much more rounded. So it won't have as bitey as like a, I don't know, for example, like a Fender Medium or something, you know, much more pointed. But either way, you can hear the difference between the two. Very high-endy. You want to have like new strings for performances, for like recordings. That's about it, honestly. Like for rehearsals, like practicing, your bandmates don't need to hear you. You're the bassist. No, all jokes aside though, it's like you're getting a bunch of finger gunk into the strings if you just buy them for practice anyway, so it's kind of pointless. I know personally, I mean, I have a bass on the way that I'm going to use solely for practicing, because I don't want to be having to restring this bass every single time I want to play versus practice, you know? So, yeah, you hear the difference, the results are there. It's $50 though, so, you know, you're probably going to want to, or however much your strings are, but for me it was about that much. And yeah, I hope that this video was helpful for anyone wondering about that, and hopefully for myself in the future, because you got to get new strings for your performances. And yeah, that about sums this video up. See you next time.